difference from my grandpa's winemaking and what they were doing, you know, 40 years ago and today. Big, huge difference in the vineyards. Lots of grapes, now very little grapes. Completely organic today. Most of the wineries today are organic. Lots of chemicals in the past, because more chemicals, more production, you know, more money. So no chemicals, organic today, very little grapes. And in the vineyards, in the cellar, the maceration has been shortened down from, you know, a month and a half as it was in the past. Maceration is physically the chemical reaction when you turn the sugar, the juice, into wine. So that was like a month long, and today is about 5 days, because we have machines and techniques. And the aging is not in the big vats anymore, it's just in small French barriques, small barrels. But to go back to your question 25 minutes ago, well, green harvest is basically this reduction I was talking about. Let's say you have, well, you can have a look here. You have the vine, then you have your main cane, and from the cane you have the little buds that are going to start breaking. Actually, they start breaking now, and from the buds there will be shoots growing up, right? And every shoot usually grows a couple bunches, so there'll be 2 bunches on each shoot. So what we do, we usually leave a bunch per shoot. So at the end, let's say we leave 5-6 shoots instead of 12 grapes, we have only 5. And that reduction is done during, well, let's say July, late July, beginning of August. It's right before Verizon. So when the grapes from green start change color and turn basically purple, pink. And then there's a second green harvest, which is done right before harvest, end of August, to reduce even more. Let's say some specific grapes like Barbera, they have the main bunch, and then they grow what we call the ears. So they grow some extra berries, whatever, and we go through and we cut those very quick. Or sometimes Nebbiolo is a very long bunch, you cut the top. So there's a second selection, you can say, or a second check you do before harvest, because the point is that you want to get to harvest and just be sure it's perfect. You don't have to do anything but cut. Of course, you still do some picking and make sure there's no damaged berries or mold or infection, but you want to get to harvest when it's just like fast. But this is super important, because we don't believe in, basically no one believes in concentration, like a chemical concentration or physical concentration with machines in the cellar, but we concentrate naturally in the vineyards. So instead of having 12 bunches, you have 6. Of course, they're going to be more juicy and ripe, and all the energy goes to those little 5s. So Barolo is not a grape. The grape is Nebbiolo. So the area is mostly planted with Nebbiolo, and the area is mostly planted with the red varieties. Actually, the indigenous grapes are Dolcetto, Barbera, Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo, since it's our, you know, the king of all these 3 grapes, it's planted on south exposures. So south is this way. And on the best vineyards, you want to plant your best grapes. So on our best exposure, we planted Nebbiolo, and here it's where Barolo Arborina is made. Then usually right on the top of the hills where it's more windy and it's less humid, because that's how Barbera likes it, you plant Barbera. And then on the northern side, which is the less lucky side, you plant the cheapest stuff, which is Dolcetto.